Good morning, friends. It is 10 till 7 a.m. And you know me, I like to do cooking research and different things. So, when Brock and I were dating, he never ate sweets. He didn't like cake. He didn't like pie. I mean, he'd eat them, but it wasn't his favorite. Like, give him a second helping of mashed potatoes, and he was happy. But as he seasoned a little bit, he likes his sweets now. And sometimes he'll say, "Wish I had a little cake." So I got to thinking, now that it's just the two of us, um, we never, even when all of us is home, we never eat a whole cake, like a 9 by 13 or whatever. So I end up taking it to work, which is fine. It's good to share and things, but I need to research how to do just like a small cake. So today I'm going to bake a small cake. Now there's four of us now, so this would make four big pieces or two small pieces, and I think that's plenty of cake for dinner. So of course you could research a recipe and half it and make a cake, but sometimes you don't have time. We all work and we're busy, so you could just pick up a cake mix. I got this cake mix for like $1.47, which right now is super cheap. So this could be baking. It's 20 minutes while you're preparing dinner, and you have a nice little dessert for your family. So let me get a whisk, because I always forget something, don't I? Every time I think I'm prepared, I'm not. Speaking of prepared, are you ready for Christmas? I've enjoyed having the kids home, even though they drive me bonkers. That's to me part of Christmas. That's the joy of having my kids home and hanging out with them, things like that. So, can't believe it's only 6 days away. I'm sorry, the dog wants out now. You want out, baby? Come on. That's what happens when you're not a professional. You don't have a cameraman. Sometimes the dog's got to go out to the potty. Okay, so back to this. So, when you get a cake mix, you kind of want to shake it up because it settles. So we're going to shake up this cake mix. Now, this particular cake mix, if you look on the front of your box, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for showing the brand. So it'll show down here the net weight is 15.25 pounds. See that? Okay. So don't freak out about that. That's not a big deal. You can weigh it if you don't have a food scale. I have a food scale. I've had this baby for years and years and years. Got on Amazon. Look how worn out she is. I'm talking years. If you don't have a food scale, it's not a big deal. Open this package up, pour it in a measuring cup, divide it in half. Take your other half. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the other half, put it in a Ziploc baggie, put the measurements for a half a cake, and now I'll have a second half cake. Okay. But what I'm going to do today is I'm going to weigh it. I have my food scale here, and I have a little bowl. So half of, which I had to do this on my calculator because I'm a cook, I'm no math whiz. Half of that 15.25 is 7.62 ounces. So I'm going to move this stuff out of the way so you can see what I'm doing here. So I have my little bowl here. I have my scale set to ounces, so I'll turn it on. I'll put my bowl on, and then I will zero out my bowl. You want to make sure you do that. And I'll pour my cake mix in till I reach 7.62. Oh, I'm making a mess. Now I got a little bit too much. Oh, I'm making a mess. So I'm just going to, I'm not going to try to put that back in that bag because I will make a mess. Let me just get another little bowl. Let's get another little bowl and I'll take out, I'm not too far, I got 7.76. I'm going to take a little bit out here. I'll spread that out in my bowl a little bit. Now I'm at 7.05. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Okay, I'm at 7.69. Oh. I'm not going to be exact. That's close enough for my life. Okay. There's my extra cake mix. I'm going to take it, I'm going to put it in a baggie, and I'm going to write on there what it is and the measurements to make the half cake. Okay, so now that we've got our mix, I'm going to move this. So the box cake required, the full cake required a half a cup of oil. So half of that is 1/4 of a cup. So I'm going to put that in. And then it required 1 cup of water, which that is half. I hated math and I hated fractions, and I never understood fractions until I did a lot of cooking. If that makes sense. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and stir that up a little bit. So here comes the tricky part. It requires 3 eggs. So you're like, Krista, how you going to do 1.5 egg? Well, I'm going to show you. So I'm going to go ahead and put that 1 egg in. Give that a little bit of a mix. Just so it's not so messy. Let me tell you a funny story while I'm doing this. I made chili yesterday, and growing up, my dad was a smoker, and he made really, really hot chili. And we didn't know, because that's what we grew up on. To me, that was normal. And it was because, you know, his taste buds were impaired because he smoked. Eventually he quit. But anyway, when Brock and I were dating, he was at the house, and he was eating the chili, and I look over, and he's just sweat running down his face. I was like, are you okay? He says, this chili's hot. And we laughed because it wasn't uncommon to us. We were used to it. And so we laugh about Brock and the chili. So as years went by, Dad, you know, eventually quit smoking, and his taste buds returned. And he didn't quite make the chili as hot, and I, of course, don't make it as hot. I still like a spicy chili because that's what I grew up on. To me, it was normal to have a super spicy chili because that's how Dad made it. So anyway, now we're going to do the half egg. So I'm just going to put an egg in here. And I'm going to go ahead and whisk it. Try not to make too much noise. Everybody's still in bed. You know, I've never measured a whole egg before. So I don't even know what a whole egg measures up. And you know, every egg's different, as you know. We raise chickens, so I know each yolk is different. I'm just going to beat that egg up a little bit. So I'm going to see what my measurement here is. Oh, I guess I should turn it around. Okay, so it looks like 1 egg is a 1/4 of a cup. Okay. So if you see here, I don't know if you can see here, I have a handy dandy measuring chart that I've had up here for years. So 1/4 of a cup is 4 tablespoons, which I knew that, but I wanted to show you my chart. I have a conversion chart here of different things. So that's 4 tablespoons in a 1/4 of a cup, which means I need 2 tablespoons of eggs. And that'll give me 1.5 egg. Now that I know that's what it is, I will write that down on my packaging. So, yeah, stir it up a little bit. And maybe easier just to pour it. 1, 2, and this rest of this egg will not be wasted because I will give it to the dogs. They love raw eggs. Okay. So there we have it. There we've got the half a cake mix. Like I said, you can weigh or measure it. We got our 1.5 egg and our 1/4 cup of oil and our 1/2 cup of water. I'm not gonna get the mixer out for this. I'm just gonna stand here and do it as well as I can with my arm. I have my arm brace there, but I haven't put it on yet this morning. Just want to get those lumps and bumps out. Now, you can do any cakes, pan or cake, like if you want to make like 6 cupcakes, or maybe you want this for child's birthday, or just for your husband and kids. This will be eaten. We won't have a bunch of leftovers, and I won't feel like I'm wasting food. And I'll get 2 cakes for the price of 1. that's always good. Okay, I have my little toaster oven heating up. This is where the toaster oven is so priceless. Let me tell you about my toaster oven. It's a Black & Decker. I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not affiliated with anybody. Nobody sponsors me. Nobody cares about me. I'm just trying to give you some tips. Black & Decker, I bought the big one because I wanted to be able to put a 9x13 in casserole dish. So it's my second hand. It's my second oven. I don't have an oven on the wall. So at Thanksgiving, Christmas time, anytime I'm doing more than one thing in the oven, it's fantastic. And I would be able to pop a 9x13 in that to have extra backup for my oven. Okay. So it's nice to have, especially now that Brock and I, for the majority of the time, it's just the two of us, and I don't want to heat my whole oven up, heat the house up. I just heat that up and throw in whatever I'm making, and it bakes great. So, Baker's Joy, if you don't know about Baker's Joy, it's oil and flour in a can, so you don't have to do all that beating around and stuff. So I'm just going to spray that. Okay. Sides, done. If you don't have it in your life, pick you some up. I hated that job. Ugh, my mom, she would oil the pan, she put the flour in, and she'd make me stand there. I hated that job. I don't know why. I hated that job, and I hated shredding cabbage. Ooh, I still hate the shred cabbage. I still hate the great stuff. I don't know. Childhood traumas, the kids say. I don't know. Whatever. But I want the shredded cabbage already done. When I can. Okay, so we're just going to pour this cake mix in there. Oh, well, you know, I left my scraper over there. Now the dog wants back in. He does not like the cold weather, and I don't blame him. Get my scraper. This is for you, Tess. My sister-in-law always says, you need a scraper. The rest of that batter out of there. There we go. Let me tell you, with my arm acting up, whatever I have, I've really been able to use my left hand quite well. I've always been kind of ambidextrous because I cut hair, so you kind of learn to use both hands. So back before I became the pizza queen and opened the pizza shop, I was a hairstylist. What a transition, huh? So anyway, there we have it, kids. We have our half a cake. Like I said, this is going to be perfect for the four of us for dinner tonight. I'm going to have a bunch of leftovers. It's just enough to have one big huge piece or two small pieces. I'm just going to ice this. Okay, so this is a childhood thing for me. Of course, I know how to make homemade icing, all of that. But my grandma, Beard, she was a nurse, but she was also a preacher's wife. So if she would get off, she worked night 11 to 7. She'd get home, she would make an angel food cake before church, and she'd flip it up on top of a pop bottle. And I would tiptoe through the kitchen because I thought I would make her angel food cake fall over. So she would ice it. She made the angel food cake homemade, but she would ice it for me with strawberry frosting. Oh, this is my childhood in a can. So I love strawberry icing. It's just a thing from my childhood. So feel free to make your own icing, whatever you want to do. But today, I'm going to have my favorite strawberry icing because it's my cake. Okay, so I'm going to pop this in. The box kind of conflicting. It's like if you have a shiny pan, a nonstick pan. I have a shiny nonstick pan. So anyway, it said 350 or 325. So I kind of did it in the middle with my toaster oven. I don't know the timing, so I'm going to check it in 20 minutes and set a timer. I have my little easy breezy cake tester here. Isn't that cute? I got that at Stevens Hardware. So I'm going to pop this in the oven. The house is going to smell amazing. All right, guys, I hope you had a good weekend. I am just have little, tiny stuff. I forced myself to go to the grocery store. I got all my stuff in that I need. I'm making stuffed mushrooms on Christmas Day, so I'm going to wait and get the mushrooms because mushrooms, they're fungus, don't hold up long. So I'll get that later on in the week. But we're doing, several years ago, we when my dad was alive, we changed our traditions. Let me throw this in. I asked my dad several years ago, I said, can we just grilled ribeyes for Christmas, because at that point we were tired of turkey, ham, all of that kind of thing. And it was an easy cleanup. It was delicious. So we carried on the tradition. So I'm going to grill ribeyes, baked potato. We kind of switch each year what potato we're going to have. So this year we put to the vote. So baked potato won. I'm making greens with ham hock and cornbread, and I bought like a coconut cream pie because that's one of my favorites. So we're just gonna have that, and it's just gonna be easy cleanup. I'm gonna cook my baked potatoes in the Instapot, and I'm just gonna leave them. I'll cook them a little bit early, and they'll stay fresh and hot in that Instapot, and I won't have to worry about those heating up the oven. And I'll go out and grill the steaks, and I'm also doing the kids requested stuffed mushrooms. So I will make the stuffed mushrooms and have those also. So see, that will be a good time when the toaster oven comes into play. If I have my cornbread in one, I can have my stuffed mushrooms in the other. Okay, I'm going to shut up, and I'm going to go and have my coffee, and hopefully you can make you a half cake, half the deliciousness. It's just an idea for you who are maybe just the two of you, even yourself. Okay, I'm going to shut up. Have a good day. Merry Christmas.